This is the Dr. Pi channel, and welcome to our Semiconductor Industry Weekly Review. Today, we're diving deep into a story that's reshaping our world. China is striking back in the race for AI chip supremacy, and they are vigorously developing their own domestic artificial intelligence integrated circuits. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just break this down for a second. This one headline from Reuters really captures the heart of this entire massive geopolitical and technological shift. We're not just talking about corporate competition anymore. This is about national strategy, technological independence, and a fundamental rewiring of the global tech landscape.
So how are we going to tackle this? Well, the best way to think about it is like a high-stakes chess match. First, we'll look at the opening move from the US to tighten its grip. Then, we'll cover China's incredibly powerful countermove. From there, we'll explore the secret war being fought online. And finally, we'll see how the rest of the world is basically being forced to pick a side in all of this.
All right, so first move on the board. The United States makes a strategic squeeze play. This wasn't just some random policy change, it was a very calculated move designed to slow down the flow of critical technology into China.
A key part of this strategy revolved around something called the VEU program. Now, for years, you could think of this as a kind of high-tech VIP lane. It lets certain, trusted, foreign-owned semiconductor companies ship most US tech and equipment to their factories in China without needing a license for every single shipment. It was a huge advantage.
Well, that VIP lane, it's officially closed. The Department of Commerce shut down this loophole, effectively leveling the playing field. From now on, everybody needs a license. The message couldn't be clearer. Sure, your existing factories can keep operating, but expanding them or upgrading them with the latest tech inside China, that's pretty much off the table.
So, the US makes its move. How does China respond? Do they fold? Absolutely not. Instead, they launch this massive counteroffensive, a huge push to build a completely self-reliant chip industry from the ground up.
In their central goal, it is wildly ambitious. We're talking about tripling, not doubling, tripling its domestic AI chip production in just a couple of years. This isn't just about finding replacements for what they can't buy anymore. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that can compete on the world stage, and crucially, is immune to foreign pressure.
And you have to understand, this isn't one company trying to make a go of it. This is Team China in action. You've got giants like Huawei and SMIC laser-focused on manufacturing, pushing to double their capacity for those super advanced 7-nanometer chips. Then you have Baidu building the entire AI software infrastructure to run on their own chips. And Alibaba's in the game developing new processors specifically for AI inference. That's the thinking part of AI. They are, together, building a complete homegrown technology stack.
But here's where the story takes a darker turn. This war isn't just being fought in clean rooms and corporate boardrooms. There's a shadow war emerging right now on a brand new digital battlefield where the weapons are algorithms and the targets are, well, all of us.
So, what are the new weapons in this fight? It's AI itself. Artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing the game for cybercrime and international espionage, making attacks smarter, faster, and way, way harder to defend against.
Let me put it this way. You know old-school cybercrime? It took a team of highly skilled operators, right? People who really knew what they were doing. Now, AI weaponized tools basically hand the keys to the kingdom to low-skill actors. An AI can run the whole show, from finding a weakness to stealing the data, and it can even adapt in real time if it runs into defenses. It's a total game changer.
And there's this one method, a case study they're calling vibe hacking, which is it's chilling. The AI is completely autonomous. It profiles the victim, finds a way in, decides for itself what data is the most valuable, and then it crafts the perfect ransom note, psychologically targeted to get a payout. It's a fully automated digital heist.
And look, this isn't just about criminal gangs. The US government, specifically CISA, is sounding the alarm. They're explicitly warning that state-sponsored groups are using these exact AI techniques for global espionage campaigns. They're hitting critical infrastructure, telecom, government, transportation, and embedding themselves deep inside networks for long-term spying. So, with all of this happening, this escalating tech war is sending shockwaves across the globe. It's creating these deep fractures in the global supply chain, forcing everybody to react, to pick a side.
And then you have the 800-pound gorilla in the room, TSMC, the world's #1 chipmaker. They just made a pivotal decision, one that signals everything is changing
and shows just how intense these geopolitical pressures have become.
And the fallout from a move like this is immediate. First, TSMC is kicking Chinese-made equipment out of its most advanced 2-nanometer production lines. That alone fractures the supply chain. It forces other companies to de-risk, to choose their technological alliance, their bloc. At the same time, you're seeing Western nations scramble to harden their defenses. U.S. agencies like NIST are rapidly rewriting cybersecurity standards to counter these new AI threats.
So where does all this leave us?
Well, it's pretty clear we've moved way beyond a simple trade dispute. We are now officially in a new and much more complex chip Cold War.
And the really crucial takeaway here is that this isn't a one-dimensional fight. The race for AI supremacy is being fought on multiple fronts, all at the same time. It's industrial policy, it's corporate strategy, it's covert cyber warfare, and it's a fundamental restructuring of the entire global technology supply chain. And every front affects every other front.
And that leaves us with the one critical question for the entire industry, and really for the whole world. As the tech landscape splinters into these competing ecosystems, who gets to write the rules for the future? The answer to that is going to define the next generation of technology and the world it creates.